If you hate getting sued, please like and subscribe. Good afternoon and welcome to the Law and Life. I'm your lawyer, Patrick McGeehan, and I'm your best friend at your worst time. I just had a new client call me this morning. He got sued. And I said, oh, great. Send me copies of the complaint and the summons. And he's like, what's a summons? Apparently, he got served, but there was no summons. So let's go over a summons. And this is what you do. This is the first thing you do if you get served. So let's take a look at a summons. This is a summons from Miami-Dade Circuit Court. If you get sued in Circuit Court, it'll look something like this. If you get sued in Small Claims Court, it'll say the county court, and it'll be a little bit different, but it'll say basically the same thing. So this is page 1 of a summons. It's usually 3 or 4 pages. And it begins off in the Circuit Court of the 11th Judicial Circuit in and for Miami-Dade County, and it lists the plaintiffs, the case number, the division, and the defendants. That area is called the heading or the caption of the case. And then the next area is what the document is titled. Obviously, this is titled summons, and this is for summons on a person, an individual, not a corporation. There's a different corporate summons. And where it says tu para e, and it says that because it's in 3 languages, is your name or the person that's being sued. The plaintiff is the person who's doing the suing, and the defendants are the people who are being sued. The case number is assigned in sequential order by the court according to the type of court it is. If it is circuit civil, it'll be CA-01 and sometimes CA-02. Where it says in the body of the document, important, a lawsuit has been filed against you. In any lawsuit, civil lawsuit, you have 20 days to file a response to the lawsuit. Don't call the attorney. Don't write a letter to the attorney. You must file a response or an answer within 20 days at the county courthouse. In the county courthouse, this one lists Miami, but whatever county you're in, it'll list the name and address of the courthouse. And it tells you, right, plain and simple right there, a phone call will not protect you. Your written response, including the case number given above and the names of the parties, must be filed if you want to hear the court to hear your side of the case. If you fail to respond to a lawsuit after you've been served, you'll be in default and you'll have a harder time getting your side of the case, and sometimes it'll be impossible to get your side of the case before the court. And then it goes on to list who the party serving the summons is, and that's going to be the lawyer. And on this particular summons, that's on page 2. And as you can see at the top of page 2, that's me. That's my office address, where a copy of whatever it is you file in response, your answer or response to this summons, must be sent to. You must send the lawyer a copy. And along with the summons, you should receive what's called a complaint, which are the allegations of why you're being sued, and you may receive some other administrative documents such as a notice of related cases or a civil cover sheet or something like that. And this is what begins the lawsuit. Then moving on to page 3 or 4, whichever it happens to be, the last page of your summons. The summons in Florida are in 3 languages: English, Spanish, and Creole. And here at the top, you can see the last part of the Creole translation to it. The summons is directed to all the sheriffs. The sheriffs serve process. You can also have a private process doer, but this is directing the service of process. The date it was signed by the clerk and the signature of the deputy clerk, and it'll usually have a red stamp of the clerk on it. So if you get hit with one of these summons, you get served with one of these summons, the first thing you're going to do is read over the information, and then you're going to hire a lawyer to represent you. If the case is in small claims court, small claims was designed for self-representation, although it's not always advisable to represent yourself in small claims. It depends on the facts of the particular case. In circuit court, if you're being sued in circuit court, you're being sued for a substantial amount of money in excess of $30,000, and you most likely want an attorney. Now, if you get served with divorce papers in a family law action, the summons is going to be very similar. It's going to have some other language related to family law, but it is going to be very similar, and it is a lawsuit. You're effectually being sued for divorce. Divorce is the relief and the reason why you're being sued. So I hope this answers your question on what to do. What's the first thing to do if you get sued? Number one is review the paperwork. Number two is hire a lawyer. Make sure your response or your answer is properly filed within 20 days so you're not in default. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. I am Patrick McGeehan. I am your best friend at your worst time.